When a child decides to hit his hand on a stone because he's hungry, the pain will not pardon him at nightfall. But who is going to tell a child that stone hurts? So many people have so much reached the peak of their career that they have forgotten about the people who are ignorant, the less privileged, those who do not even know their right from wrong. Most of the time, we are not ignorant, but we are still ignorant of the fact that some people are ignorant of what we know. Basically, we have two types of people in Nigeria. We have the educated, empowered, and privileged. Then we have the uneducated, unempowered, and angry young people. People who are elite, people who are educated, people who are so much enlightened that they understand where Nigeria needs to go are in their minority. Those ones that are hiding in the villages and bushes, who are poor and pathetic and angry, who become hooligans and area boys, they don't even have food to eat 3 times one day. Those are the ones that has become tools in the hands of the wicked ones. Those are the ones that their idle hand has become the workshop of the devil. I titled this as the right of a child because I just felt within my spirit that even some children do not even know their rights as a child. And a lot of parents do not know that the environment at which you raise your child goes a long way in the growth and development of that child, even the future. Only God knows how many criminals are roaming the streets today, that it is the breakage of covenant, marriage covenant, that turned them criminal. A lot of children were raised in environment that is so toxic and has affected the psychology of the child, even the behavior. At the developmental stage of a child, the child must be brought up in an area that is so conducive that the child will not be able to pick up rubbish from the environment. Every child is an innocent learner. Every child learns innocently. Anything they see in their environment, they believe it is right. And so they copied it unconsciously. Sometimes ago, I attended the birthday party of a friend's child. And in the evening, some of the children were already going back to their house, and some of them that are still remaining in the sitting room, they were sitting down there gisting. And suddenly, we heard one of them say, "If I hear pim, I kill you. If I hear pim, I strangle you. Keep short." Some of those children ran away. The other ones came to where we are and said, "Auntie Bose, come and see this boy. He said, if I hear him, I kill you." So I quickly went there. I told some of them to go. Then I retained the boy. In the evening, the mother came, very young lady. I sat her down and I told her that your son had a misunderstanding with some of his mates here. And we heard him say, "If I hear him, I kill you." Where does he get that from? The lady just smiled and said, "Auntie Pastor, you know that all of these children, they used to watch cartoon. They used to watch." I said, "Don't give me that crap. Don't tell me that. If I hear Pim, is not the language of Tom and Jerry or Nickelodeon or which other channel the children, this their Mahek channel, Z Word. If I hear Pim, is not the language of all of those channels that children do watch." Definitely, the child must have gotten that or heard that from an adult who is always saying it to him. In my own spirit, I was trying to tell the mother that try and look around. Where is it that this your boy normally go to play? Maybe he has been bullied and so too he became a bully. And the lady opened her back and showed me scars. Some were healed up, some were about to heal, some were still fresh. And said the husband will beat her. The next neighbor, next flat, will not know. Because the man will say, "If I hear pim, I kill you." Even in the sitting room when the little boy is there. She said there was a time they had a visitor at the visitor's room right there in their own flat. Said the man beat her. The visitor does not know. Overnight. Because the man will say, "If I hear pim, I strangle you." He said it so degenerated to the extent that the little boy she had has over 6 school uniform in the house because every blessed term they need to change the school of that boy because any little provocation, she'll pick up a pen or pencil or anything, and she will threaten his mate. He will threaten his mate. If I hear pain, I kill you. All other pupils start reporting him to their parent at home. And so the parents will come and warn the school authority, is it that you get rid of this boy or we take away our children? And the school authority are always conscious of their own business. They do not want to lose all other children, so they quickly tell the parent to take him away. And the father keep on changing schools for him every blessed day. I told her, I said, people like you are so difficult to advise, because if I tell you anything now, you will pack that thing and you go and tell your husband. But if at all you don't want to, you don't really love yourself, at least for the sake of your boy, just remain alive just because of your child. Because all of those things that the child has picked, he has seen it as the only means of getting your right or taking the right of other people away from them. And that is not acceptable in this type of society. How can a 6-year-old boy know such and has started, he has incubated such in his spirit that he has seen it as the only way to threaten people, to take away their right from them, and of course to dominate them, having a domineering spirit in such manner. A child is very sensitive. Most of the things we say in the face of children goes a long way in their mind, in their psychology, in their even mental alertness. Recently, when the price of fuel skyrocketed in Nigeria, we were at the filling station on the queue. The people with jerry can queued separately. People in the vehicle queued separately. Suddenly, we saw a woman that came with her own jerry can. She just went to the front of the queue and went and shot. People were there, people were angry. Then there was a particular man that left the queue with anger and went to her. Suddenly, the man got there and discovered that the lady was holding a 3-year-old boy with the other hand, holding gallon with the other hand. The man said, if not because of this your child, I would have thrown this your gallon away. I would have taken this your gallon and thrown it away, because of this your boy. I will not do that. Take this your cake and go and stay where you're supposed to stay. You cannot come and shunt when people are on the queue with gray hair, queuing here. That is a man that has respect for little kids. I don't know, maybe he's a psychologist or he's a doctor. I don't know. But that statement is so much pregnant, and it really made a lot of sense to me that I would have thrown this your gallon away if not because of this your boy. I do not want to embarrass you in his face. I kept on thinking about that statement, and it really made a lot of sense to me. We need to know that a child is very fragile. Most of the time, scripture says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Many things we don't know, and ignorance is no excuse. Even in the court of law, there's nothing like I don't know. There must be adequate awareness of the rights of a child. I saw a man in a force uniform yesterday. I didn't want to talk about the force, the name, the title, but the man is a force man, shaking a girl, a little girl, maybe 6 or 7-year-old girl, caressing her hand, caressing her palm. I was just so annoyed. The mother is there, all of them, they were just, I said, this is trash. But we live in a society whereby people are ignorant and they want to continue to be ignorant. So all of those things, we need to create adequate awareness. I am saying this because I know that we have people who are gifted in this area to just start up awareness about the rights of a child. There are things you should not say when children are there. There are things you should not do in the face of children. It will damage them the more. Look at the boy I say, if I help him, I kill you. Where does that want to take him to when even schools are rejecting him? At that age, we need to be careful. Most of the time, when adequate awareness is not created, the people, the victim and the oppressor, the mind, the weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. When an oppressor has gotten hold of your mind and he has gotten rid of it, then you're automatically gone. But if your mind, there is a knowledge that has been passed across to you that this is my right. Nobody has the right to talk to me this way, to do this thing to me, to act to me this way. When you are aware of the things that belongs to you, hardly will anybody come to oppress you with that. We need to start sensitizing parents, even children. When we do sex education here, a lot of children now, they have known the importance of the private part, the public part. But apart from even sex education, a lot of people believe that it's only sexual abuse that is an abuse on a child. A child can be abused verbally, and in a sane country, the person involved will face the wrath of the law. We need to start to sensitize people. This is the reason why I've come here. The right of a child is very, very important, and it is sacrosanct. Human rights is sacrosanct. Constitution is sacrosanct. Then human rights, constitution, and the rule of law. As sacrosanct as those things are, also the right of a child. Do not leave your child in the hand of a stranger, anybody you cannot vouch for. You wouldn't know what they will say to the child that would damage the mind of that child. Only God's intervention can deliver the child from such. So please let us be careful about our children. People who are abusing children unknowingly, let them be sensitized. There are things you cannot even use a child for. And despite that you're ignorant of it, the law will not say you're ignorant. Ignorance is no excuse. May God help us. Then parents, especially those ones in abusive or domestic violence, abusive relationship, at least if you don't think about yourself, think about your children. Your partner can get another partner anytime, any day. Your man, your woman can get someone else. You cannot have another children. You cannot have another parent for your children. You cannot say, oh, I'm no more your mother. Go and look for another mother. It is not possible. Your children is your own. Someone else's children cannot be your own. But a man that you call your own today can wake up tomorrow and decide to belong to another woman. Take care of your child. Now that we now have new government, we believe that God will help this government to be able to enforce a law that takes care of a child, the right of a child, and even the law that will guide parents and guardians to be able to treat their children well and not to raise them in a toxic environment, because children are the leaders of tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. The Lord bless you.